It's like somebody get all the stuff, just like I said, and it leave. That person somehow come back to me. It's like somebody took my energy and took my energy off this lifetime and put that energy there. But it could have been. Ain't no telling when it happened. There's something with that too. I don't want to say what I think it is. You'll never get it. But it's something. When you take a deep breath, there's something serious with that. It's something like literally that's God. It's something about it. I feel like I know, but I ain't gonna say. You gotta be weary of that thing. Though. I'm scared of them. I ain't scared of them, but I just slide over it. I got too much stuff on my table. I find out so much through my meditation. Your meditation, you can tell when love will switch. Your stir. You stir like your lover or your twin or your flame. Depends. It all depends on who you. Well, it just depends on who they hooking you up with. The astro. Sometimes it differs. Uh, when you alone, and this is one of the most. This is what I love about it the most. The very most. When you're completely alone, and for most people when they're alone, for most people when they're alone, they want to be, you know, at a more freshman state, at a more freshman state. They want to be, they don't want to be alone, but they want to be alone, and they trying to figure out how to cope with being alone. And one of the best ways that I found, I'm no freshman now, but I know a lot of y'all fall victim. A lot of y'all fall off of being alone when you get to break in, gotta go here, wanna go there, find some company. I go to that quiet place inside of me, and it's real easy to stir and talk to God, and God be like, you know I'm here. God be saying like, I ain't good enough for you. So at this time, I don't care nothing about it, bro. So now when I go see God, he be like, I'm working on something, let me deal with it. That's what he say. Please let me deal with it. And God asked me how you feel about things. I say, well, I'm proud of how I'm dealing with things, but it still ain't good enough. And then, like my flame, she got me blocked in like a perfect spiritual way. And it's like, when I be talking about these twins, these flames, I'm talking about their spiritual self. I don't really know what the physical self be doing. Their spiritual self, though, they just have all these things. I guess they keep me company, but she got me like blocked, and when I talk to God about it, look at all the different blocks. Uh, my mama might got me blocked this way. My auntie might got me blocked this way. My uncle might got me blocked this way. Nieces and nephews might got me blocked this way. Community might got me blocked this way. And I call it in tune. I just gotta be like, my pop might have me block another way. Then my grandparents. And the spiritual got me blocked another way. I talk to God about it, like, he talked to me about it. What you think about it? I say something trying to turn me into Jesus Christ. And it ain't a joke. It ain't a joke. It's like all these blocks are really just blocks from the outside world. So what you gonna do when you got no connection to the outside world? Elevate, right? I mean, a senior will elevate. Somebody that's mature in prison will elevate. So, the reason for that typical type of elevation is the key. I ain't really been wanting to say nothing lately, man. I've been trying to fall back from a lot of stuff. But the attack's still coming regardless. It don't matter if I'm on social media or not. But it's kind of hilarious. It's like these people, I'm saying these people stole books, purses. It's just, at this point, these people trying to live a life off of my energy and keep me trapped so they can live. These people are sick, whoever they are, but even they are just blocks. They gonna be cleaned up easy. They'll be the first one to get cleaned up once I elevate where I need to be. They ain't going nowhere. They getting cleaned up now. They just trying to hide it. But in this situation overall, something need me to elevate. A guy wouldn't let you do it. You couldn't have did it. Even my ex-wife, whatever she done, all led to this book. That's why I'm like, whoa, you gonna steal Guy's book? Somebody is either really, really, really off a little bit, or I ain't talking about like off, like I'm talking about like dense minded, not the sharpest tool in the shed. Somebody is really, really, mind is not right, bro. Cause you gotta think, somebody tell you something is prophecy. Somebody tell you this is God's book, and even Elite probably said, what, and somebody come in here and steal, you can't come in those, man, that's worse than the dark night of the soul. That's worse than purgatory, hell, that's worse than hell itself. You can't go in there, God probably, that mean God, okay, listen, I'm in tune. I'm in a situation where people can't come touch me. You can't put your hands on me. And when I go out to the stores, I try to give you dap with this shirt on shirt. What's up, man? I don't want you to touch me. Because I know, you know what I'm saying? So the energy is on me. I can feel God's presence all over me. So it's like, in tune, if God come here to personally to somebody, wouldn't God in tune you? I know you look on the opposite side, it look like somebody sold a soul, they making a movie, they throw you in Shark Tank, Well, these things is birthed from the spiritual. You get in tuned in the spiritual, and when it's birthed in the physical, it look like a Shark Tank, Fraudulent Crimes, Destiny Swap, Black Magic. That's what it look like. Okay, so what is the overall scale? That's why I'm telling folks, do not kill yourself and do not be homicidal in this situation. That's the last thing you need to think about. You gotta ask yourself, what is God trying to tell you? Even if you've been nothing your whole life and they want to call you stay in poverty, I keep telling folks one of the most powerful parts in the Bible is when Jesus said, he who is least here is greater over there in heaven. People ain't paying attention to that. That's powerful. So who can call anybody broke and poverty? Where y'all get that from? You see what I'm saying? And it's real, like as above, like almost as above, so below. He who is least here is great over there. If you play your card, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Still yet though, even in the dark. I ain't gonna talk about that. Let's just say this. Let's say I can see spiritual pressure. And let's say two people finna date each other. Two people finna to help each other. Okay? In the physical. And let's say one person that it's not nobody to really care for. It's not nobody even in the energy of talking, the discussion. It's nobody to really worry about. They could be family, may not be family. It's just nothing like that. It's just nothing to the conversation between you and these two people helping each other. That energy walks into this house, and the energy that's talking to me just frees up. And all of a sudden become lured and start the person that just walked by, that's nobody, probably old, probably real old, and they just freeze up. And all of a sudden, this person, let's say this person was finna give you a car. This person just give this person the car, and that person didn't even want the car, don't know why you gave him the car. You give me the car for. I seen that, like, energy do that to people. It's like that immediately. It's almost like God walking in the building. Now I asked my grandma about this a long time ago, and she said they higher ranking, whatever that is very high ranking on the other side, and it makes sense. It makes sense, and that's why I get that unfair, super incredible, extreme lucky gene, and I ain't gonna. That's why irritating the gene. So when you got these genes, you got the opposite of that gene is probably the sad gene. I got the sad gene. Okay, now watch this. When you grow and evolve in the physical, you're a baby, you growing up. Nobody, you 7, 8 years old, you trying to tell a grown people, you do what I tell you to do. Get out of my face. They gonna take you serious, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna take you serious. Well, when you get older, they're gonna take you serious a little bit, okay? Well, that's somewhat sort of how it works with genes. That old person, somewhat sort of how it works with genes. That old person is more ancient in genes. So I gotta grow and evolve into that gene. But as you grow and evolve into these genes, them genes, if this person is part of your family, they genes, as that person fade out, they genes fade into you. And then You go out there and you do things that you used to do. That's why you see people trying this stuff at 20 and 30. It's not working. It's not working. 20, 30, 40. It's not working. You try everything you possibly can, and then you get this finally elite person or this very wealthy person, this rich person, you ain't got enough muscle. You can take that two ways. You can say, I ain't got enough muscle manpower, or I ain't got enough spiritual muscle. But it's both ways. So you got this gene right here. This gene. This gene is consuming the family's genes. All of us do this. I can prove it. You try the same thing when you get in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s. Same way, barely even tried it. You just probably done got used to trying it. And this time you said, I'm just go try it this time. I ain't even gonna do all that extra stuff. And boom, you get it. You didn't need to know nobody. You didn't have to have this and that. You got it for some reason. Because now, you done went from a sad gene to an unfair, super incredible, extreme lucky gene. Because your grandparents just passed you on the gifts. And see, that's where the gifts come from. The genes, the chakras, the genes. Your grandparents, they don't die. We don't die. I'm going to tell y'all, I figured it out. We don't die. They just go right into you. Oh, what we going to do with such and such aggressiveness? Like, let's say somebody in the family is very aggressive. You're going to put them in the root chakra. We need the heat right there in the root chakra, the heat. You need the heat in the root chakra. You need the heat in the forest of the man. The heat in the forest of the man in the root chakra is probably going to bring up, it's going to draw blood to the tool in the forest of the root chakra. Okay? That's going to make it more bulky, thicker. Then I'm just saying, this could be biased. All right? It could be biased. All right, you get this, these your grandparents, your parent, they doing all this stuff to keep you stuck. You gotta stay right there. Is it your grandparents and your parents keeping you stuck, or is it something more spiritual trying to tell you just stay right there? Is that God telling you stay there? No matter how long it takes to stay there. Okay? Now let's move on to another one. Let's say a flame. Let's say somebody accidentally did something to swap energies. Man, it ain't gotta be a flame. I'm gonna use, I like use it's like, what you gonna do? We cut from the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? She done tried, got her ass whooped, so ain't nothing she can do about it, you know. Actually a flame would probably be, if it was a different day and age, you know, you needed a dark side and a light side or something. She'll be good in the mob department because them two will probably be sworn enemies but can't kill each other. You see what I'm saying? See how that works? But let's say she, oh, you got his energy. I'm gonna take his energy. I'm gonna take his energy. I'm gonna take all that. And wouldn't that make sense? Just like the genes. Oh, that's swap with you. I'm gonna take the, well, you know, that's fine. I'm gonna take your genes and what? I'm gonna take your genes, flames. I'm gonna take your genes because you my flame. Your genes belong to my genes. So theoretically, technically, in the physical, coming from the spiritual to the physical, everything that them people own should automatically go to you, even through the justice system, unless they do something extremely stupid again and say, we don't want that to have no money, period. It's just the way it is. He's a smart one. You think good. We need to get our squad. You got to get out. And we'll put that in that place. All that extra. If we could just throw all that in the trash can. If we could put garbage where garbage supposed to be, everybody be good. So when you look at surrounded like that, you look at your community, you look at this, you can see the in tune. You see God doing something when it's like that. You get put in prison. I ain't supposed to be in prison. I'm in here for nothing. You know that not for nothing. You could have easily been a warrior angel, and you were probably on your way to self-destruction anyway. You didn't know it, and you was probably with some organization, some covenant, and they probably was siphoning your energy secretly. You wouldn't have never knew. You would have died thinking you had the greatest life of your life. And what you wouldn't have known is they would utilize you to raise war on heaven itself, and you supposed to be a warrior angel, and you supposed to be praying, and you supposed to be meditating, and you supposed to be in a situation. And if you did get with a lover, you were supposed to for sure got with your twin or your flame. You probably got with a human that knew that you wasn't no human. You see how that works? And so you got stuck in prison. And like let's say some people right now is in prison for something they didn't do. Well, here's a good one right here. Watch this. To those that got life for nothing. Well, who was you dating? Who was you around? Whether they good or bad, don't blame them nothing. So why would you while you was around this person, was things going wrong? Was y'all running into stuff? No matter if they were good or not, especially if they were good. Let's just say they were good so you can get it. Things kept going wrong. Not as y'all trying to get together, but why y'all were together. The things, when you're trying to get together, that's more of a flip of the switch right there. It's like Satan interfering. When something is trying to keep you from getting together, I hate to say that because I know I'm going to put my foot in the mouth because it ain't always like that. When something is trying to keep you from coming together, we say in the country, the devil on all fours, which in turn meaning you might possibly both be together. But when you together and something is trying to tear you apart, then you probably ain't supposed to be together. So let's say you go and you wind up going to prison for the rest of your life. You didn't do the crime. But you and this girl been having problems, you and this dude been having problems. Next thing you know, boom, bada bing, bada boom, you in prison for the rest of your life. And you were like, man, you showing pictures of your girl, ain't she bad? Or whatever, vice versa. You wind up in prison the rest of your life. Because y'all wasn't supposed to be together. The genes probably were too different. It probably was, one of y'all could have been Jesus and the other one could have been Diablo. And you just didn't know it. And it wasn't going to happen. The universe said no. And you went straight to prison for the rest of your... Go check it out. To you who got life in prison, stop looking at why you got life. They did me wrong, they did them. Elevate yourself and start looking at this saying, let me elevate yourself, meditate and abstract yourself. Especially, you can easily do this in prison. And observe your surroundings of the people you was around. Who was you trying to be around? Who was you trying to stay around? You probably an archangel. Some warrior angel is supposed to be on a whole nother path. And it's better for you to be in prison than to not be on your path and be out in the world, because you might cause catastrophic damage, like whoever renavigated the angels that was coming to me. You think that was done by coincidence? You think humans did that? I'm talking on a more elevated level now. I'm trying to show y'all why I don't feel like talking no more. I'm tired of talking to everybody. Because it's deeper than that. Y'all see this movie, this good movie. Well, it ain't no movie at all to me. It's my whole life. I had to figure out why stuff was happening. And you probably get a good movie out of it good, but it's real. So it's like, you just gotta elevate yourself. And you gotta question yourself. You gotta question, why did this happen? What did that happen for? What was something trying to tell me? What was something trying to teach me? What was something trying to direct me? And when we start doing that, you're gonna realize, wait a minute. All right, now let's look at this overall situation where they blocked me and this and that. Okay, let's say the flame, everybody blocked me. Okay, whatever, right? And outside of them crazy girl, kept stealing and go there around. I'm sure that's part of the book. It's just definitely a new book. Who gonna rob guy, right? So, wow. But so what is something trying to say here in this situation? What is something trying to say? You renavigated lovers, angels to a different. Well, let's look at who did that in the physical. You say, and then the devil gonna automatically blame it on the forces. That's just off top, right? And let's say you gonna fall for it. Let's just say that. That's one of the typical things. You know, you done passed all the tests, but you're not passing out. You know, and in these situations, the devil stay with you all the way up to the door, to the very end of the door. So it ain't no time on it. Okay. So they navigate. Here's the key. If I say y'all, and so far everything else done came true, and y'all probably know the person who doppelganger me doing the indirect voice and everything, and that person is really my flame. It might not be the flame that I'm saying that it is. It might be the other flame hiding behind that one bushy brow. Okay? Either way it go, they're gonna be scared out their wits. And right now, even in let's say in their so-called usefulness, they sitting there saying, I'm finna fix this stuff to where it go right back to him regardless. You ain't got no choice. Cause you see, you probably hiding the damage that was done to yourself for attacking yourself. But you're so hard and so tough, and all you don't want to go to jail. Okay? So you saying, I gotta just make sure he get it no matter what. It gotta go through his family, get rid of them. Them people are weird. And we just gotta make sure it get to him, you know? So, and I can pretty much guarantee that's exactly what's probably going on. So I'm not worried about wealth and poverty. That don't even exist to me. I am wealthy. I use my hands. Ain't no woman ever picked me up and took care of this man. Ever. Not ever. I did that for the woman. Honey, if you want to work, you can work. If you want to go to school, you got to go to school, though. And I help you and I support and I pay for your school, you know. Because sometimes they'll say they going to school. You know how it go. You know, you want to go to school. You got to fulfill a dream. You can't just sit here. Because, hell, we both cooking and cleaning. You got to fulfill a dream. You got to at least, you can't just lay in this bed all day long. I refuse to have a woman to lay around all day long. We can't be together like that. Okay? So, okay, now watch this. So let's look at, I'm gonna look at, this is how quick I look at stuff. Now, just like I looked at my situation, and I realized God entombed me. All right, but I did some things back in my street days, and I earned this. I'm not complaining about it. That's what I'm learning. When I get in my feelings, and the people, the Black Man Squad and people like that, the indirect voice people, they make things look a lot worse than it is. I can tell by the way y'all support them and give my energy to people that's very badly contaminated or got really bad issues, that whatever they making y'all make me seem like to y'all is terrible. Because I know anybody in their right mind wouldn't swap me out for none of them. No matter if they display or not. That ain't the case, right? But now watch this. Watch this. Now let's say, let's say these angel women. So if I would write about everything else, I would write about y'all being angels. And y'all was coming to me and y'all was redirected. It was only one person that would know why they even redirected y'all, if they even know. But if somebody was to know that's in the flesh, in the physical, it would only be one person. That would be the person who sold their soul, if someone sold their soul. But it's definitely an energy that purposely redirected that energy. And you can either say it was dark energy. Because if they, opposite attract. So it's like if they took you, renavigated you from the light, do you think they took you from one light to another light? Of course not. The bigger picture would be probably if we could get 13 angels over here, we need these 13 angels over here because we're going to utilize that energy. Now watch this. Let's say they got you 13 angels. Who ain't with an organization these days, right? Okay. All right. All covenant, whatever. You got these 13 angels. And they purposely line these 13 angels up with certain men. From what I noticed about these 13 angels, that they also with floats too. That's the scary part. They also are with floats too. And they not angel floats. So that's the joke in it. That's why the book's so deep. That's why I said if anything, worst case scenario, the last worst case scenario centuries ago was angels having baby by humans. I ain't gonna go no farther now. This time it's gonna be a lot darker and more sinister. Because one thing about a demon need a good vessel. And it ain't no better vessel than an angel vessel.